It's Title Pie Tuesday. And as you know, playoff teams are finalizing their recipe for success for that pie in the sky, an NBA title. This week, we cooked up another batch of the most delicious segment in all of television.
My gosh.
Title Pie. And here's how it works.
Oh.
The larger the slice, the better chance at the championship. Thus the title, Title Pie.
That is correct. Well done, Kevin
Take it
Wildes.
away.
Also, we were not on the air last Tuesday, so it's been 2 weeks since the latest edition of Title Pie.
Oh.
This is the last one of the regular season, the second to last one of the regular season, pardon me. So there have been considerable changes. Missing the pie entirely. It is the usual suspects.
entirely.
Sorry, Knicks. Jalen Brunson
New
played quite
Orleans,
well.
nothing.
New Orleans, not in the title pie.
Playing
We
well.
apologize.
Zion back?
Okay, they're not Zion coming back on
What?
2K.
You don't
maybe.
think so?
No, I don't think so.
But get us out of there with the
Watch.
Spurs.
It's everyone that's not in title pie. That is not ordered most to least. 0% is 0% is 0%.
It looks ordered.
Half a percent.
It looks ordered.
Yeah.
Half a percent. The Dallas Mavericks.
Give me a break.
They're down. Almost off the pie. Entirely. But until either they are officially eliminated or shut Luka down, glimmer of hope. New to the pie. Golden State.
Bro, it's 1%.
1%.
You cannot be happy with that.
You believe.
One-
You believe.
No.
They have been
Wildes.
off the pie for weeks.
Well, it looks like this failed. Look at what I underlined there. Why did I write that I put the Warriors at 1%?
I'm not gonna say that.
Just what did I write?
Just to shut Brew up.
Yeah, it evidently did not work.
Hold up. This is huge.
Well, I'm giving them 1% out of respect to Steph and because they do have Andrew Wiggins back. With that said, I do not believe they have any chance of beating Sacramento, Memphis, or Phoenix in round one.
You
Their best hope
clearly
would be
do. Because if you didn't, they'd have zero
The
chance.
1% is because maybe they do fall to the 8 and they get Denver, and then who knows what happens. Cleveland up. Hey, Brew, I'm going to
wasn't even
continue with the
done.
pie.
Get the
Cleveland
Mavericks out of
up 2%. Donovan, 3 straight 40-point games.
Yeah.
Hello. So they move up.
Really?
Miami up to 3%. Playoff Jimmy into form, seemingly locked into the 7. Terrible news for the Boston Celtics or potentially the Milwaukee Bucks if they were to lose their first playing game. Again, not because I believe Miami is likely to win a round, but you don't want to have to deal with them in round 1 if you're one of those true contenders. But 3% out of respect to the fact that the Heat have been to 2 of the last 3 Eastern Conference Finals, been to a Finals, and we're Game 7 shot to go back to the Finals. Down to 5%. The Clippers. Some bad losses over the last week. They could fall into the play-in. And Kawhi inventing new ways. Oh, he's going to play a back-to-back. How? Well, he's going to sit the second half of the first game. What? That happened, guys, over the weekend. Down. Light the beam. Why is it down? Only because, it's not because I don't believe in the beam. It is only because it is now looking more and more likely that in round 1 they will have to face the Lakers, and I do not like that matchup for my friends in Northern California. Therefore, it hurts their title chances. Denver up. Why is Denver up to 7%? That win without Jokic was something. What you saw from Michael Porter Jr., who was on fire. Jamal Murray played well. Their rookie big man was flying all over the floor. It gives you real faith that maybe the non-Jokic minutes, they might have some confidence to survive a bit, so they're up to 7%. Down a bit, the Grizzlies. Why? A horrible loss to Chicago from up 20 to losing by 20, and because I think right now the 7 seed is likely going to be Golden State. And while I believe the Grizzlies would beat Golden State in round 1, I think it would be one of those massive emotional letdowns post-beating Golden State. They said we weren't their rival, we beat them. Would that team treat that like their championship and then the next round fall off a bit? I don't think they want Golden State in round 1. I think they'd much prefer them later in the playoffs when Golden State won't be there. Boston up all the way to 11%. Why? That win against Milwaukee was unbelievable, the way they dominated them for the second time this year. And Jason Tatum, who quietly, since the All-Star break, had not played well, has had 5 straight excellent games, seemingly rounding into playoff form. Just ahead of Boston, the team that's going to beat Boston tonight, the Philadelphia 76ers. However, they are down in title pie from where they were a couple weeks ago because They have basically given up the chance at being this 2 seed, which I thought was important for them. They actually had a chance when we last talked to maybe be the 1 seed. That is now gone. However, I think people have overreacted to a bit of a swoon when Embiid or Harden or both of them missed. Way up from 5%, the Phoenix Suns. We thought last time we talked KD might not play until game 81. Said KD's already back. They should have time to gel. And they have lost how many times when KD has started?
Never lost.
Never lost.
LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball. Good. Another contemporary reference. There's the Suns at 14%. Also up. The favorites to win it all in my eyes. The Lakers. They are the favorites in the West. AD is playing out of his mind. I'm still trying to see if he won Western Conference Player of the Month. They have not yet announced that. LeBron getting better. And now, since they're going to avoid the play-in and be at least the 6th seed as promised, a full week off before they have to play between the end of the regular season and the postseason.
Be good for them.
And then 15.5%.
It's ridiculous.
The Milwaukee Bucks. They are down because they got beat by 40 to one of their main conference rivals. They are still the favorites because they have a world eater in Giannis Antetokounmpo and Drew Holiday coming off the best offensive game of his career about a week ago. There is, Brew, this week's title pie. I think you agree with most of it except for the Warriors, which you're just wrong on.
Warriors should be way up. I smell something, though, and it's not the delicious pie. It's bias.
Oh.
I smell bias.
Explain.
Philadelphia? How are they ahead of Boston?
Yeah.
We just talked about Boston sweeping them this season so far, 3-0.
Yeah.
They have an all-time great offensive rating against Philadelphia. They own them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
So here's why, and again, they're ahead of them by 1%. Here's why, and I think I will get, Brew is not going to move. I think I will get Wilds to agree with me on this. Round 1 is going to be Boston, Miami, and Philadelphia, Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. If I were to tell you there is one of those two got upset, which one is more likely? Miami to win or Brooklyn to win? Ooh. We all know it's Miami because Miami. I would feel differently
Brooklyn is
if
spicy.
Miami. Okay, Brooklyn is not spicy. And Brooklyn, good for them. What they've done with Mikal Bridges, they can't win. They can't win a round of the playoffs. They can't. Miami, on the other hand, can. If Miami were the 6th seed, Brew, I would maybe feel differently. It is odd that in the first round, the 3 seed has an easier path than the 2 seed.
You love
but in the
Miami.
first round, I respect what Miami. They have the best coach in the NBA. I respect what they've done. I do.
He's a good coach.
Who's the best coach in the NBA?
It's
Who is
not
it?
Pop. Or is it Pop?
Oh no.
Pop's not the best?
Pop still? I don't know.
What they won?
I don't know. I mean, I think they have the worst record in the conference.
games?
I mean, but go ahead, Wilds.
Okay, so, and again, bear with us. Usually we try to present a fully finished segment. We're still workshopping this, like, how am I supposed to use the pie? Dusty got the pie because he's like, kind of wants to eat it on the side, like, after the segment. In any event, the Buck slice is currently pretty small. I would like to bring it up to about 30% of the pie.
30%?
Yeah, 30%. Dusty, if you want to come over with your plate, here's the pie that I would like to have for the Bucks.
Okay.
Jeez, I told you, it's a work in progress, everybody. Anyway, so I asked Josh, I said, Josh, can you make some statistics on why the Bucks are the best team in the league? He said, wow, how many do you want? I said, I don't know.
Wow.
3 or 4? He's like, well, I got you 8. Best record, best player, best rebounding team, 4th most three-pointers, 3rd best defensive rating, 2nd lowest opponent field goal percentage, best record after I lost, which I predicted when they blew out the Sixers. It wasn't a blowout, but it's still. And best record in one-possession games. Everybody knows it. It's all just Giannis fatigue, like Drew Holiday said. They got blown out by the Celtics after playing their 5th game in 7 days. Everybody was exhausted, and Giannis still played okay.
He played more than okay, but hold on, Wild.
You know we're the best. It's frustrating.
They have the biggest slice.
Oh, my God.
They have
By
the biggest
0.5%.
slice.
Barely.
Wilds, right now in this year's league, nobody should be 30%.
Why?
Because there's no overwhelming favorite.
I disagree.
The
I think the team with the best player and best record. I'm a simple guy, bro.
I would agree with you if this year either one of those was head and shoulders above everything else. The best record is, what are they, 2 clear of Boston right now?
You've become this, like,
What?
horseshoes and hand grenades guy.
No.
Like everything is like, well, it was close.
No,
Well,
why?
they got swept, but now it's
No,
close.
That's what you
It's
do
close.
when your teams are underachieving.
Okay, first of all, Philly is not underachieved at all. Dallas didn't go great, but set that aside. If you want to have an overwhelming favorite, they need to look like an overwhelming favorite. Brew, do you think there's an overwhelming favorite in basketball this year?
No.
They're
A little more than 0.5%, but yeah.
And as
I
great
agree.
as Giannis has been, he has not been demonstrably better than Embiid this year. He just hasn't. I think Giannis historically is an all-timer, all of these things. But if we're NBA 2K style giving them ratings on their season, Giannis has a 99 on defense, Embiid has a 96. And on offense, Embiid probably has a 98 and Giannis has a 97. Like, it's right.
We'll take Sacramento slice, gets us up to 21. We'll take the
you got a lot
Cavs
of teams
slice,
on there
gets
that
us up to 24%.
Cavs,
You guys are giving a lot of teams zero for saying it's.
Do Cavs have any chance of winning the championship?
No. It's going to ruin
I
the
think you
segment.
just saw they have a 2% chance.
Miami's about
Honestly,
to win the championship.
Miami was in Game 7 of the
They have a
conference
better
finals
chance
last
than
year.
the Warriors?
Yes,
The Warriors won the championship last year.
Without this pie, this segment would be a disaster. What about your
It smells delicious. I keep
I
saying
thought you were smelling that. Turns out you're smelling bias.
Well, yeah, the bias.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.